go ahead
You can
and
still
tell
see
them
me.
hi.
We're ready to roll. Hey, hi everybody. Oh, we're just finalizing our equipment here. All right. So thank you for joining us. I see that we have a good crowd on today for some last minute questions and answers about the program. I'm Trisha Reynard, and with me, who's fixing the computer, is...
Hi, I'm Carrie Johnston.
Yay.
Yeah, we have people behind you. You see that? They're clapping. A little more enthusiasm would be,
Yay.
be a little bit more inspiring for us here. Anyway, all right. So this is the last webcast before you all arrive in Boston. So this is your chance to ask us questions. We are going to go over a lot of the stuff that we went over the first time. We'll go over the revised program because it is still changing, still improving. A lot less free time, I hate to tell you. But ask a question. So, Carrie, how do they ask a question?
On the right-hand side, there is going to be a control panel. There's a section on there that says questions. Just click in there and you can ask your question. And I have a computer right beside me, so that's going to bring up all the questions live and we will answer them as they come up.
So you'll see us keep looking over like this
Yep.
if questions come in. So we want to hear from you. This is it. This is your chance to ask us some questions. If you're with family members and they have questions, let them ask. That's why we're here, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So let's see. So we already talked about ask a question. The countries that are represented, you'll see that on your screen. I also think that they should have all received an email right now.
Yes.
With information about what to bring, what to do, what to expect, as well as the countries represented. So I won't bother going through and reading each one, but as you'll see, we have quite a great representation of young leaders coming in from all over the place. It is a smaller group this year. I think it's one of our smaller groups, which I think is awesome for us. We're going to get a chance to meet you all and get a chance to actually talk with you and not be running around. But we'll still be running around. Still, a little bit lengthier conversation. So we're looking forward to that. We have quite a few alums coming back. They will be working directly with you, answering questions. They'll answer questions about action plans. They've been through the program. So what we're hoping is that, well, I know they're going to be a great benefit to this year's program. We're really excited to have them. And you'll meet them all when you get here. All right, so we're flying through this. So you should all know this, but the conference is starting on August 7th. A lot of you, I shouldn't say a lot of you, but I know some of you are traveling on the 6th. You're arriving in Boston. And that is because of the way the flight schedules have worked out. So don't worry about it. We are going to be at the airport to meet you no matter what day you're coming. Make sure you bring our phone numbers. We will do our best to track your flights, so we'll know if you're coming in late. But it's always a good idea to have our phone number. So if you get here for some reason can't find us, we are going to be there. But if for some reason you have any issues, you can give us a call.
Right. And that information was actually sent to you with all the travel information and all the information about the conference. There's a sheet of paper with contact information that has Trisha's cell phone as well as my cell phone numbers.
Yeah, and we're pretty much glued to our cell phones, so
yeah,
you'll be able to reach us. Okay, so where are you staying? You are staying at Wheelock College. Wheelock is located in the Fenway area of Boston. Very safe neighborhood. It's actually right around some of the greatest hospitals. Hopefully you won't even see those, but you should know that we have a great medical system here, and you are in the heart of that area. And you will have access to the internet. There's Wi-Fi throughout the campus. There are computers that will be available during your free time, which is limited free time. Do we already have questions up?
Well, we have one right now, and it's dealing with what is an action plan.
We're going to get to that. We're going to spend a lot of time on what is an action plan, so don't worry.
We will answer your question.
All right, so we're going to quickly go through the schedule. Now, you will get a final schedule when you arrive. When you arrive, we're going to pick you up at the airport. We're bringing you to Wheelock, where you will see Carrie. When you get there, you're going to get a conference binder. In that binder is a day-to-day schedule that's going to lay out everything you're going to need to know for the week that you're here, including bios. We definitely encourage you to take a look at it because there's a lot of information in there. Outside of the schedule, we have resources, we have notable women. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that we put together for you. So take a look at that. So Thursday is what we call a travel day. For whoever is not coming in on the 6th, they're coming in on the 7th. And so you'll be brought to the dorm rooms, rest up. There will be a dessert social that evening, and that's really for you all to get to know one another, meet some of the alums that are there, have some cake. I'm a big fan of cake, so we'll probably have it a lot. Carrie can attest to that. Yeah. Friday, we do get started pretty early. I mean, maybe our original schedule had some free time on Friday, but that is now gone. So we will have an overview, a very quick overview on Friday morning, and we're going right in. Victoria Butson is she's the executive director of the Women in Public Policy program. She's a phenomenal woman. She's going to really lay the groundwork on where women are in the world right now, and she's going to start talking about the issues that you've all identified as issues that you want to work on that are impacting women around the world. And she's going to start talking, helping you formulate your ideas for your action plan. Next up, we'll hear from Drew O'Brien. He's with the State Department. He'll be talking about his role and the importance of global partnerships. One of the reasons why we're bringing in all these people from different backgrounds is not only to give you a sense of the type of work that's being done out there, it's also to let you know what opportunities there might be for you. What are some of the challenges that people have gone through? It's just kind of get your ideas together. Take this opportunity to ask questions because there's some phenomenal people involved in this week's program. After we hear from Drew, you will have a trolley tour of Boston. This will take you around town, show you some of our historic sites. It's a nice way to kind of get to know where you are. Mm-hmm. After that, you'll come back. You'll hear from Charlie Rose. He's from City Year. He'll be talking about volunteerism, and then you'll have dinner, and then you'll have some free time. So rest up after that.
And we do encourage you, try and get as much rest as possible.
Yes.
I know it's a really exciting time, but you definitely want to try and take advantage of any downtime you do have.
Definitely. Good advice. All right. So Saturday, again, this is the first time we've ever had people coming this early before we really kind of go right into the program. The schedule was a lot easier before. Anyway, Saturday, I think this is the first time we're doing a whale watch.
Yeah.
I know we've done a cruise before, but we're doing a whale watch. We're going out on a boat. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm sure there are some of you that may have never been on a whale watch before. I've never been on a whale watch.
Yeah.
So this will be a first for me too.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then we're going to have some free time in Quincy Market, Faneuil Hall area. So you'll have some time to shop around. It's a fun area. It's going to be really crowded because it's summertime. It's a busy place, but there's lots of stores and food and you'll have a good time.
There's lots of shopping.
Yep. Then we will go back to Wheelock. Then we want to do some cultural presentations. So cultural presentations is a way for you to share some information about who you are, your family, your country. What are some of the sites that, pretend you were saying, okay, look, if you were visiting my country, these are the things that I would want you to see. So, bring pictures. I mean, if you want to do a PowerPoint, you can, but let's have some fun with this. I mean, it's really to get to know more about you and where you're from.
Exactly.
5 minutes in length, though. I mean, we don't want to go too long.
Yeah, because there are quite a few people that do want to do it. And if you have people that are coming from your country and you want to do it together, that's always great too.
Yeah. I mean, this is supposed to be a fun activity. So, nothing to worry about here. All right. You want to talk about Sunday?
Sunday is really cool. This is the first time we've actually had this. We have a woman, Janelle Burley Hoffman, who's going to come in and she's going to have a presentation called iRules, and it's living a tech healthy life. So she's kind of going to talk about technology and technology awareness and what you do and say on the internet and how that can come back to you. So she's going to go into that. So we're really excited about that. This is the first time we've actually had her part of Women2Women. So we're really excited. Then we've got lunch, and then we're really going to start. We're going to have the conference overview where everybody will be there at this point. So you'll get to meet everybody, including all the Empower Peace staff that you'll be seeing throughout the entire week, as well as the interns and that who are going to be there helping. And then we are going into what is an action plan. And we have the great thing about this is we have our alums who are going to be here, and they can also talk about what they did as their action plans and all the different things that they had to go through with their action plans, and if something didn't work, what obstacles they overcame, or if they had to change it altogether. So you'll really get a good idea of the different action plans that have been done, and they can really kind of talk you guys through it step by step.
Yeah. The bottom line is you're all coming here because you want to make a difference in your country. And there are issues that you're passionate about. So what we want to do is help direct you on how you do it and what makes sense. And so when we say you're developing an action plan, you're taking an issue that you care about and you're going to figure out what you can do to make a positive change. So I think the hard part about this is that there is no wrong answer on this. And I know that sometimes you want a definitive, like what, exactly how to do it. There's no wrong answer on this. The only thing we want is for you to develop something so that you go do something. So it could be, I care about domestic violence. So what am I going to do about it? Sometimes raising awareness is the most important thing that you can do. So we're going to walk you through this. I mean, this is not something that we're just going to spring it on you. We are going to be talking about this throughout the week. And like Carrie said, you're going to hear from alums that have done something. What was their action plan? You know, sometimes you have to change it along the way, because when you go home, you find that your action plan needs to, you know, be maneuvered a little bit. It's a 5 minute, at the end of the week, you are presenting your action plan. It's a 5 minute oral presentation. There's no PowerPoint, there's no nothing. And you'll have to basically state what your issue is, what your goal is, and then how are you going to reach that goal? What are the action steps? The job of the panel is to give you feedback, because we want to make sure that your plan is responsible, safe, and it's something that you can do in a reasonable amount of time. We don't want this plan to be something that happens within a year. We'd like within 6 months.
Right.
So do we have specific questions on that?
No. The main thing was, what is an action plan exactly?
Yeah.
So what you guys should do is you guys should come to the conference with the idea of what topic you want your action plan to be on. And if you have supporting information that you found on the internet or anything, bring that with you, because that will be something that you can use to develop your action plan.
Right. And again, we're going to be talking about this quite a bit throughout the week. So if you have questions, that's one thing that your team leaders are there for. That's one of the reasons why the alums are there. And that's also why Carrie and I are there, to help you out throughout the week. So if you have any questions at all, you should absolutely ask. All right. So after that, we do talk about leadership. One of the things that we like to focus on is, what kind of leader are you? I know people, you know, get in that room and they see all these different types of personalities, and some people really want to be out there, and some people really prefer to kind of be in the background. So we're going to talk about what that means to you. Where do you fit in all this? So Mason West is coming in. He is the father of one of our alums and one of the chaperones that has been with us since 2008.
Yeah.
The West family has been with us for a while.
2008.
So we think you're going to get a lot out of that. So it's really going to focus on you. Okay, that brings us to Monday. So we're already flying through the week. You know, we'll do some conference announcements, and then Mason West will also be continuing his workshop on leadership. Then we're going to Harvard. And at Harvard, we're still finalizing a couple more speakers there, but we're going to be talking about public diplomacy. We're also having a workshop on negotiation, and we will be hearing from Charlie Clements. He is with the Carr Center for Human Rights, and he's going to be talking about human rights and what does that mean. And then we'll go back to Wheelock. We'll have some dinner, and then we're going to give you some time to really think about what you've learned and heard, and start working on your action plan, putting your thoughts together.
Yep.
All right. Tuesday, we are going to stay at Wheelock College on Tuesday, or at least for most of the day.
Right.
So we're going to be hearing from one of our co-chairs, Anita Walker. We're going to be hearing from Margaret McKenna. Margaret's phenomenal. She was a civil rights activist. She ran a foundation. She ran a college. She was the president of Lesley University. She's done some remarkable things. I think you'll get a lot out of her. Then we're going to be talking with some women in all these different areas. They represent human trafficking, domestic violence. We have a lawyer. We have someone that's going to be talking about finance. And what that is we're going to break you out into groups, and you'll have the opportunity to ask each one of them any question you want. And so take advantage of that, because these women are pretty phenomenal. You'll also be hearing from Regina Arrington from the Clinton Global Initiative. She will be awesome. Then we're off to the Mason Fellows at Harvard. Again, these women are in their mid-careers right now. They're going back to Harvard to make more positive change in their country. And they usually do represent some of the countries that are going to be at Women2Women. So I haven't gotten the final list of who's there, but as soon as we do, we'll share that with you. And then you're going to be able to spend some time in Harvard Square, which once you get there, you're going to love it there. All right, so I'm thinking, do we have more questions?
Well, one of the questions is about the art moment that is on the schedule. So what is it exactly?
Well, some of those are supposed to be surprises, but basically, Anita Walker, who's one of our co-chairs, is the executive director of the Massachusetts Cultural Council. And what we want to do is kind of have different times where we bring maybe some music, maybe a different perspective. Where do the arts fit in the peace process? Over the years, we've had quite a few young women who come here and they want to do something with the arts. So we want to try to figure out what that can be. So we probably won't tell you ahead of time what the art moment is.
Yeah, but it's something different every day.
Yeah.
So, but it's not anything you guys have to worry about.
Yeah, we're not going to make you get up and sing. Well, maybe. If we find out you're talented, we might do that. That's been done before. Wednesday, we're going to Babson College. You'll see it on your program schedule. It is a full day. We're going to be talking about entrepreneurism. We'll be talking about different programs that they've worked with, specifically made by survivors, and that is from a human trafficking organization. You will then go back to Wheelock at the end, and then in the evening, we are going to WGBH, and we'll be working with Al Arabiya and doing a 1-hour television special about Women2Women, where women are in the world, issues of impacting women, and you will be featured on this. So it's usually cold in WGBH. So
yeah, is there a dress code or anything that?
There is a dress code. I mean, you could possibly be reaching 20 million people. I think that's the footprint of Al Arabiya.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It is.
So think about what you would want 20 million people to see you wearing. I mean, right? So don't wear shorts, tank tops. I mean, I would say business casual, but I know that's kind of hard to relate to. But, more or less, you want to look nice, you're going to be on television.
But is there a dress code that they should be aware of for the entire conference?
Too? Oh, for the entire conference.
But yeah,
well,
that's
I think that goes with the whole conference. On your free time, obviously, you want to be comfortable. You want to be comfortable throughout the week, right. So we don't want you to be uncomfortable because they are long days. But also, you want to look fairly presentable. So I would say business casual throughout the entire week, except on your free time. Is that fair?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So, and if you have any questions, I guess, on what business casual is. Not so anything far. Else coming up?
Nope, we've hit all the questions so far. But yeah, if you guys have any questions as we're talking, feel free. Just type them in and we will answer them as they come in.
Yeah, and I know we'll get into this later, but in terms of dress code, you have to understand the weather changes here dramatically. It can be cold in the morning, warm in the afternoon. For some of you coming from areas that have much warmer temperatures in the summer, you may be cold here when we think it's extremely hot. So make sure you bring jackets and sweaters. If you have an umbrella, bring it. If you have a rain jacket, bring it. So just be prepared for, I hate to say anything, but be prepared for anything. Except snow. It's not going to snow. We can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
All right. You want to talk about Thursday?
Thursday is another day. I believe we are actually at Wheelock College for the entire day. So we have Rusty Tunnard from Fletcher. He is going to be doing his workshop on social media for social change. This is the 4th year?
I think it is.
I believe this is the 4th year he's actually done this. And check your emails probably later today. We're going to have a survey that Rusty needs you guys to fill out. It's probably going to take you guys all of 5-10 minutes maximum to do. And the results that he gets from this survey will actually be what he creates for the presentation that he's doing.
Yeah, so it's really important that you complete the survey.
Right. So look in your email later. My guess is later today. I'm just waiting for him to send me the information. But yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. We'll also hopefully, if you haven't done it by the time you get to Wheelock, with the computers there, that we can get you online and complete it there.
Yeah.
But after Rusty's presentation, we have lunch, and from lunch, we have time for you to work on your action plan. Mm-hmm. So that is about an hour time that you can work if you have a group that you're working with, work in your group, bounce ideas off of people, talk to Trisha, myself, talk to your group leaders. It'll really be a great time for you to really start formalizing your presentations. And after that, we've got Understanding the Media with Jane Christo. Mm-hmm. Jane has been with us pretty much since the beginning. Yeah. And she is one of the founding members of NPR here in Boston area. Yes. And we have several women from all over Massachusetts that are going to talk about how you use the media and understanding actually working with the media. Mm-hmm. So it
can be really frustrating to try and get your story out. And hopefully this panel will be able to answer your questions on how do they pick stories? How do you get in front of them? How do you make your story stand out from all of the different stories that they get on a daily basis? So again, when you get to your program, really think about the people that you're going to be meeting with and think about what questions you have for them, because this is a really great opportunity for you to learn from them. And that's why they're there. I know after dinner, we will have the Girl Rising screening. And I think at that point, they can either work on their action plan or watch the movie.
Right, exactly.
Which is a phenomenal movie if you haven't seen it.
And one question that we just got in is what time for anybody that's coming locally, What time can they arrive on the 7th? Anytime between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. on August 7th, and that's right at Peabody Hall. So that's 210 the Riverway. So anytime between then is perfect for you guys to arrive at.
Yeah, if you're local, I would say, on the earlier side would be great because we are going to have a lot of people here by then. And I would pick you out to kind of show them around. So, all right. Well, and that brings us to Friday. We are going to have, conference announcements in the morning. We're going to give you some time to work on your action plan. And then we go to the Massachusetts State House where you will be presenting your action plan. At that point, we will know exactly what you're working on, what room you'll be in. So you do not have to worry about what happens when you get to the State House. We will take care of all that for you. But again, it's a 5-minute presentation, and we'll leave about 5 minutes for people to respond to your action plan.
And it is cold in the State House.
Oh,
it is
freezing.
Very cold in the State House. And we will remind you again, but that is one day you definitely want to have a sweater, a sweatshirt, something with you.
Absolutely.
We have made that mistake.
More stuff coming, do we?
Is there going to be any kind of language barrier?
There shouldn't be. We are not, okay, so everything is done in English. We are not asking you to write or read anything in English, so it's all verbal presentations. So if you do have any problems, we can do the best that we can to accommodate you, but there shouldn't be any language barriers.
And another question, is the action plan an individual project or a group project?
That is a great question. Our main issue is you have to develop an action plan in your own country. So if you have other people in your country that share the same passion for the issue that you want to work on, then by all means you can work together, because obviously working in a group can make it even not only more fun, but can really help you get the word out. But it has to be in your own country. Does that answer that?
Right. But you, like she said, you can do it on your own if you want.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
After the State House, that's our final night. So it's our final dinner, final party.
Free time, shopping.
And then Saturday, we say goodbye. It's going to fly by. All right. So, Carrie, what do they... Oh, do we have more questions?
Nope.
No?
Not
Okay.
Right at the moment.
All right. So, what do they bring?
Well, first off, like we said, you're going to be in the dorms at Wheelock. So when you get there, you will have a pillow, you will have the sheets, you will have a blanket, you will have towels that are provided to you. And there's a fan in every room. So if you want to bring anything else with you, so if you wanted to bring additional towels or anything like that, absolutely you can do that. Computers are there. We have computers at the campus center. There is also a computer on every floor in the dorms that you can use in their common room. If you want to bring your own computer, if you have one, you definitely can bring it. You are just responsible for it. There is wireless at the dorms as well as throughout the entire campus, so you don't have to worry about that. If you are coming internationally, one thing that you might want to think about, you can buy calling cards here if you do need to have calling cards. If you have a phone, just make sure with your plan that you can have an international plan that it will work here in the United States. You can also purchase calling cards ahead of time online. And there are a bunch of sites out there like pennytalk.com, callingcards.com, and rebtel.com, where you can buy them ahead of time and then you have them here when you get to the United States. Because one of the first things that you should do when you get to the dorms once you check in is check in with your parents, check in with your family so that they know you're here, they know you're safe.
Yeah. Please do that.
Other things you can bring, conversion plugs. We run on 120 volts, 60 hertz cycle, so you might need a conversion plug for your electronics and that to work here. Your toiletries, we've talked about your laptop. If you want to bring your camera, definitely feel free and bring your camera. Money for incidentals and luggage fees.
Mm-hmm.
Empower Peace is not covering luggage fees. So check with your airline just before you fly to make sure that what your baggage limits are and how much they weigh and all of that. So
that's really important. Definitely check with your airline, because you don't want to be surprised when you get there, all of a sudden they're charging you $50 for your luggage fee. So make sure that you are following their regulations.
Right. Photos from your home country of family. If you have a traditional dress that you'd like to bring or anything like that, absolutely. We would love to see it.
Plus, with cultural presentations, that's
It's
a perfect time to show that off. So absolutely, bring pictures. We want to get to know you, and you can share this information with your new friends.
We've talked about the sweatshirt, a light coat, an umbrella, anything that will keep you warm if it gets cool. Sneakers or something comfortable for your feet, because when we are doing some walking, there's going to be a lot of walking.
Yeah, and when you're on the boat cruise, you're probably going to want to wear sneakers or something with closed toe. You don't want to wear any heels on a boat.
Information about your action plan. If you have anything that you've grabbed from the internet or anything like that, bring that with you. And an alarm clock, or if your cell phone has an alarm, just something so that it will help you wake up in the morning.
Yes, that's really important. You do have to go to every workshop. You have to participate in all of the program workshops, speaking, everything. You're expected to attend, and you're expected to be on time. So the last thing you want in the morning is to see Carrie or me and at your door, banging on your door, wondering where you are. Okay, so bring your alarm clock. And I'd just like to reiterate, you will get 2 towels, but I do suggest if you can fit them in your bag, bring a couple.
Right.
Okay. But here's a really important point. Bring what you can carry.
Yes.
I've said this before, and I think we put it in the materials that you received. Bring what you can carry. No one is carrying your luggage. It's a leadership conference. Carry your own luggage. But seriously, there are some stairs. You can't believe the size luggage I see coming through the door. And I'm guilty of it too, but I do carry my own luggage. So make sure you can carry it. It's not bigger than you.
All right. Roommates. You guys will all have a roommate, at least one roommate in your room.
Possibly 2.
Could be. And they will be from another country, and you cannot change your roommates at all. If you have any kind of issues or problems, come talk to Trisha or myself, but you cannot change.
And we don't
roommates.
Usually have a lot of that.
No, we won't.
Yeah.
And we do not take roommate requests. All right, I know we have some questions coming in, so if you want to keep going,
sure.
I will just go through the questions.
Okay, meals. Some of you have traveled to the United States. Some of you have not. What you have to understand, halal meat is not a common thing that is offered. We will have a halal meat option. It's usually one. If it is not marked as halal, it is not halal. You should assume, unless you see it, that it's marked, that it is not halal. If you have any questions at all, please let us know. We do try our best to provide at least one option, but like I said, it's not a common thing in the United States to have that available. But you will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We will make sure that you have snacks and water and all that good stuff. So you should be all set there. All right.
We do have some questions coming in.
Okay.
Will we have time to talk to the speakers throughout the conference after their workshops?
The answer to that is yes, but it's usually pretty limited. If you see the time frames, we don't have a lot of time in between. But yes, we will try to give you time. And also, but they usually take questions during their presentation, so use that time as well.
Okay, how many girls are participating this year?
That is a good question. I think in total, I want to say we have 62. About that?
Yep, about that.
Yeah, I think we're going to have about 62.
All right. Is there a minimum number of people that can go around together? For example, in Harvard Square, when we have time for shopping?
The only thing that we require is that no one goes alone. So no one should be alone. And, we will make sure that that doesn't happen, because that's one of the reasons why we have team captains. But you know what? You won't want to go alone because you're going to meet new people and you're going to be having a great time. So.
And also, when you check in, you'll have credentials. You need to wear those while you are on campus at all times. But inside of the credential is also going to be Trisha's cell phone number, my cell phone number. So if you guys are out with your group, you run into any issues, you'll have our cell phone numbers that you can be in contact with us.
Yeah, so let's just say you're in Harvard Square and you can't remember where the bus was supposed to pick you up. You have to call us so that we can go find you. It's simple stuff like that.
Okay. Do we have to go to the airline company's office to get tickets? No. So what was sent to you was your itinerary. So on August 7th or whichever day you're traveling, whatever airline you're traveling, so say it's Air France, when you go to the airport, check in at the Air France ticketing booth right there, and they will issue you your paper ticket when you get there. So that's all you need is your passport as well as your itinerary, and they will give you your ticket when you get there.
Right. So no one has any tickets. There's
No.
no actual tickets. It's all electronic. All right. Anything else we have in there? All good questions.
What time can local people leave on the 16th?
I think anytime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have checkout starting at 9 a.m.
Yeah. Are you going to provide vegetarian meals?
Yeah, there's always a vegetarian option, so you don't have to worry about that. Good question.
And I do know they do have a great salad bar, so
Yeah.
I usually use that. I love that. Will there be other students residing on campus with us at the same time?
Usually there are, but we usually have our own dedicated floors. So you will not have any other students from other programs on your floor, and they are all female floors, so you will not have any males on your floor.
Great. Can guests attend any session as observers, just to listen, not talk, and have a meal if they pay for it?
That is a good question. I would think we have had people attend before. What we need to know is who they are beforehand. So if you get to the conference and say, look, I have an aunt that's really interested in attending, she wants to sit in the back, then that's fine, as long as we know about it ahead of time.
Okay, and will we have any free time on the 16th of August to explore Boston?
It really depends on what time your flight is leaving. So we have nothing planned on the 16th. The 16th is really us just getting people back, out of the dorms, onto the bus to get back to the airport. So if you have, a flight in the afternoon or the evening, then you have all day.
But we don't have anything specific planned.
Right.
All right.
And for the local people, I mean, that's another piece for you as well. A lot of the young women that are coming here have never seen some of our stores, what's in our stores. So it'd be great if you could, be that tour guide to take people around, let them know where to go. Is that it? We're good?
Right now.
All right. So we've talked about meals. We've talked about the airport. Let's see what else here.
All right. Everybody at this point should have their travel information. If you do not have your travel information, please let us know because we can make sure and get it to you.
Yes, we will be at the airport. We will meet you. We will have a sign that says Empower Peace, Women2Women. But again, you'll have our phone number if for some reason you can't find us, but we will be there. Okay?
Yep.
All right. We have talked. Bring a copy of your travel itinerary with you. Bring it to the airport. Bring everything with you. You should also leave a copy of your passport at home.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you leave something like that at home, just in case you lose it. Make sure you bring your luggage check-in receipt. We have had luggage lost before. You'll need that receipt so we can track it down. And we usually do track it down within a day.
Yep.
So don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know what, though? That's a good point. Luggage does get lost. It doesn't happen often, but it gets lost. If you're bringing a carry-on, bring an extra set of clothes with you, just in case. Doesn't hurt.
No, it's always a good thing. Are there any secondhand books stores in Boston? I do know there are some.
Yeah, and off the top of my head, I think there's one in Downtown Crossing, but I'm not sure.
There is, yeah.
It's the outdoor bookstore, right?
I think so.
All right.
Yeah, but there are some. We would just you'd need to look at that up when you got into Boston. But yes, there are secondhand bookstores in Boston. I do know that much. Just trying to think.
If you are exchanging money, if it's at all possible, exchange it before you get here. It is not as easy as you think to exchange it. The banks aren't that nearby that will exchange it for you. So if you can do it before you get here, that's a good idea. Or you can do it at the airport, but I think the exchange rate is not
it's not as great.
Yeah.
I was going to say one thing that always tends to come up is you have family or a friend that is here in the Boston area. Can you go visit them? Can you leave campus? Can you stay overnight? That's one question that we usually always get every year.
Yes, we usually always get that. And the answer is during free time, you can use that free time however you would like. We do need to know where you are, especially if you're leaving campus, especially if you're going with someone, but you do need to be back by curfew. and all that information too you should have received. Nobody outside of the program is allowed in the dorms, on your floor, in your room, at all. And that's just for everybody's sake.
Yep. Yeah, is there a curfew, and what time is the curfew?
I'm always bad with that, but it's 10 o'clock on campus.
It's 10 o'clock on Wheelock's campus, and that could mean the campus center, because sometimes we have the room that we do a lot of the presentations in. We can close the door and we can play some music and kind of have like a little informal dance party.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you're on Wheelock's campus at 10 p.m., you're fine. 11 p.m., you must be back in Peabody Hall. You don't have to be in your room, but you have to be back in Peabody Hall, and your team leaders will be checking, and we will be making sure that you guys are back on campus by curfew. But you don't have to be in your room asleep at 11 o'clock or anything like that. But
we would like you to be. We know it's not going to happen, but we would like you to be.
Right.
For some reason, you all get your second wind around 11 o'clock, and then the next day you're exhausted. So, we'll do our best. Sleep as much as you can.
And drink water.
Oh,
drink lots of water.
Drink lots of water.
Stay hydrated.
We're going to be pushing that a lot when you're here.
Yes, we are. I was going to say, if you guys have any other questions that we have not answered, definitely.
We are really excited to have you here. It is a very, very busy week. We have an exciting program. A lot of people are coming together because not only are they excited about the program and meeting you, but they're excited about the fact that we have so many young women that are really trying to make a positive change. And so that's exciting for all of us. If you have any questions while you're here, you can go to Carrie and me. I know a lot of people that, they think that they're bothering us and they don't want to, come to us with things, but that's one of the reasons why we're here. We want to make this the best experience for you as we can. So if you have questions, if you have concerns, if you're not able to reach your family for some reason, a calling card isn't working, definitely come to us and we'll do the best we can to make it work.
Yeah, because I've always got a calling card that does have, time on it. So if you are having issues, and just let me know and we can work and make sure that you get in touch with your family. Yeah,
chances are good I would probably direct you to Carrie if you're having a calling card issue, because she's way more technical than I am. But, obviously let us know. So do we have any more questions?
Yeah, will we be separated into small groups in the conference?
The only times that you're going to be separated into smaller groups is when we are going to give you, like we keep talking about team leaders, we are going to break you out into small groups every now and then to meet with your team. And that's really a check-in for your team leaders to say, hey, how's it going, guys? Are you getting the content? Do you have questions? A lot of the stuff that we're talking about may be the first time you've ever heard about it. A lot of the issues that we may be talking about, it could be the first time you've ever heard about it and you have questions and you didn't want to raise your hand for whatever reason. That's why they're doing it. And also to make sure that, if you're having any issues, if you're not feeling well, if you had a calling card issue, that's the reason why they're there, is to really help you make the most out of the week. It is not long. The other time we'd be broken out into small groups is when we meet the Women Making Change. And that's kind of like, it's like a leadership, I keep calling it speed dating, but it's like 10 minutes to meet with this woman to, really capture everything that she's doing, ask questions, get a feel for, what her issues are and, what she's doing. And then you're kind of moving on to the next one. But that's really the only time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, one of our goals is to create a network for you. So we don't want to break you up. We want you all to kind of really get to know one another. And that's why I'm excited about a smaller group, because you'll have that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Any more?
Will we be visiting any museums, and is there really going to be a lot of walking?
Okay. Will you be visiting museums? We do not have a schedule to visit a museum right now. On your free time, if you're coming in on Thursday early, we can direct you to some places. Is there going to be walking? Well, when you're in Faneuil Hall and you're in Harvard Square, there's a lot of walking. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're going to be walking around because you wouldn't take a cab from one block to another. Right. Is it miles? No. I mean, you're taking bus transportation for the most part of it.
And who are these women? I think if they were talking about specifically for the women in
Women Making Change.
The Women Making Change.
Okay. Well, one good thing is, rather than hear me ramble on, we will have bios for every single person that is speaking with you. The Women Making Change panel, they're actually pretty phenomenal. Christina Bain and Karen McLaughlin, I would say, are the leading forces right now in human trafficking. And so they are really trying to not only change policy, well, actually, that's one of their biggest goals is change policy. But Karen has also done a lot to help victims of human trafficking. So they will be sharing their experience with you. Stacey Malone is a lawyer that deals directly with victims' rights, domestic violence victims' rights. We have, I'm trying to get the whole list up here so I'm not forgetting anyone. Anita Walker, as I mentioned, she's the executive director of the Mass Cultural Council. And I do think that this is an important piece because we've really never focused on art and how art can impact leadership, education, and the peace process. And we have had interest in this before because we've had quite a few artists come through. Yeah. So we think this is a great addition. We have Sandra, who we also have not ever really focused on finance. And it's funny because when we talk about careers, a lot of them are engineers and doctors and lawyers, but nobody really talks about finance. But she only works with women and investing women's money. And she's going to be talking to you about why she chose just to work with women, but also the importance of you understanding your finances. And so it's not so much right now at this age, but where you need to, what you need to be thinking about as you get older. So who else am I missing? Anybody?
No.
Anybody else? Any questions? Okay. Over the years, we have had calls from parents. That's fine. You can leave our numbers with your family members. That's absolutely acceptable. I love talking to parents. It doesn't happen often, which I'm surprised about, but go ahead and give them my phone number.
Right.
And I've met some wonderful women over the years.
And that is in the information that was sent to you with the conference materials. So you should have it. If you don't, let us know and we can definitely send it out again. Are there going to be any other male lecturers besides Rusty? We have Rick.
Yeah, we have Rick. We have Drew O'Brien. It looks like we're confirming right now Matt Baum, who works at Harvard University, and he's going to be talking about public diplomacy. We'll have Charlie Clements from the Carr Center. And
then during the women's chat.
Yep. We'll have Nasser Wadadi, who is a civil rights activist right now, and I believe he's just leaving Tunisia. So yes, we do have men in the program, and that is also an important point because you do need men. I mean, they have to be included. Yeah, we have man clapping right now. Changing the world doesn't happen just by us alone. So
I think
we call it Women2Women and a few good men.
True. No, as of right now, that is the last of the questions we have.
All right.
But yeah, if you guys have not received your travel, you have any other questions about your travel, just email me, let me know. I will try to get back to you within like a couple hours. Trisha and I are getting a lot of emails right now, so if we don't get right back to you, we're not ignoring you, I promise.
Yeah, we're getting
we will get back to you as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to say, if you're traveling on, you're flying in international and you have any kind of meals that you need, you might want to contact your airline just to see if, and talk to them if you have a special meal that you're requesting or anything like that.
Yes, that's an important point. It looks like we have another question.
Yep. Will we receive a certificate from the conference? We have. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we do. We will give you a certificate for your completion of Women2Women. So you will definitely get that. Action plans must be related to a women's problem, or can it be about a general problem in my country?
It's whatever issue that you are passionate about.
So it does
not. In the past, we actually have said an issue impacting women, but you know what? It could be environmental. It could be anything. So yes, it's an issue that you are passionate about.
Right. So it does not have to be solely about a women's issue.
Right.
That's it right now.
All right. Well, rest up, ladies. Looks like we have one more.
If we miss our flight, what can we do?
Okay. Well, the first thing is we will be tracking your flight. But if you miss your flight, try to contact us. You'll have our email addresses. I know, Carrie, you're tracking flights, and I'm usually at the airport. So definitely get in touch with us to let us know. The first thing you need to do, though, is go to the airline and let them know you missed your flight and try to get on another one as fast as you can. My guess is it would be standby. Try not to miss your flight. I mean, really. just get up early. just get there really, really early, because sometimes you can't get a flight until the next day. This has happened. We haven't lost anyone yet. We will get you, but try not to, because it's not easy. But it would be on you. You would have to go to the airline. You would have to try and get on another flight. They would have to try and schedule you. If there is a cost to change your flight because you missed it, that cost would be on you. So make sure, and you don't want that. Also, would have to track your luggage. So try not to. Anybody else? Oh.
All right, our flight return ticket's changeable.
Only if you do it.
Right.
Yes. If you are making any changes to your return flight, one is definitely let us know. Obviously, it has to be approved by your parents. And any cost of that change, it would be on you.
And is there a Facebook group with the people in the conference this year?
For this year? No, and just to let you know, the years in the past, like Women2Women 2012 or 2011, we didn't create those. Those were done outside of our
Right.
group. If you want, I mean, we definitely encourage you to join our Women2Women page,
Right.
and you can start meeting people that way. That's an excellent question, by the way. You absolutely start talking to one another, start meeting one another. And I guess the best way to do that is to go to our Women2Women page and start introducing yourselves. And you know what? You'll also meet some of the alums.
Yep.
So they will also, kind of join in. So do that.
Okay, because Monica said that if there isn't one already, that she would be creating a Women2Women 2014 group where the participants can join. So she would do that.
I can't say no to that. But hello, Monica. I received some of your emails. I feel like I already know you. Anyway, yeah, you're welcome to do that. It may be easier just to start on our Women2Women one and start introducing yourselves.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, and I know I've been in touch with several of you because some of you are coming in on the same flights, and I have sent you contact information for the other people that are on your flights. So definitely, if you want to get in touch with them, maybe you guys can meet when you get to the airport, and you would be traveling together. So that's always a great option.
All right. Anybody else? Let's see.
Not at the moment.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I know that we're really looking forward to having you here. I am really excited about this year's group. It's smaller than we typically have, and that gives us a lot of opportunities to really get to know one another and have some fun. So I think this is going to be a great year. What about you?
No, I think this group just, I've spoken with quite a few of you through email, and I'm just really excited to meet you all, and we'll be meeting in like a week pretty much. And I think this year is going to be an absolutely fantastic year.
It's going to be busy, very, very busy. Rest up before you get here. Oh, is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. You know how to reach us. Yes. Stay in touch, and we'll see you in about a week.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Bye, guys.